Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the Nike FC247 Elastico Pro 2. Now this is the first takedown model in the Elastico Indoor series from Nike with a retail price of $80, which is significantly less than the top end model, which retails at $110. But keep in mind that you can actually get these for even less than $80. Here's the buy it now links down below in the description. So go ahead and check that out if that does interest you. So here is a look at the Elastico Pro 2, and basically it's different in every way in comparison to the top end model, the Elastico Finale 2. If you guys would like more information on that particular shoe, I will leave an annotation on screen. But I think that what you get in a takedown package is still very, very good and similar to what you're going to get from that top end model. The same idea around the Elastico series remains the same. Features a very low profile plastic free outsole that provides minimal padding but remains nice and flexible and provides plenty of court feel on those hard indoor court surfaces. And then of course the upper itself is fairly minimal, very, very thin, and just nice and flexible, which is important with any soccer shoe. So if you're looking for that thinner feel for the ball, you're going to get it from this particular shoe. Now just to quickly touch on the aesthetics and colorway of the boot. This is one of the newest colors of this particular shoe. Features pretty much an all-white upper. You got your blue accents. It's actually a hero blue in the Nike swoosh on the outside, the Nike swoosh on the inside, the tongue, the liner, as well as the insole. You have your laser purple accents here with the Nike swoosh on the tongue as well as in the laces. And then of course the underlay meshing is in like a metallic wolf gray, and it looks really, really good and accents well with the blue and white on the rest of the upper. Now the outsole, as you guys can see, is all white. So if you're looking to keep a very clean pair of shoes, this probably isn't the best colorway for you, but that's really besides the point, because I think this is probably one of the nicest looking indoor shoes currently out there on the market, especially in this particular color. As far as the technical specifications of the boot itself, the upper is made from a couple different materials. Now running through the midfoot or the back half of the shoe, as you guys can see, you have basically a combination of slightly padded mesh with a fused on overlay, giving it this kind of unique pattern over top. It's not cheetah, but it's just kind of these random swirls and splats of what looks like paint, I guess, but it looks very, very good, especially with the accenting underlay color. And then at the front part of the shoe here, you can see that there is a little bit of like a fused on stitched area going around the forefoot. This is what Nike calls GT synthetic. It's newly developed for the Elastico Pro 2, and it feels very, very good. It's a similar concept to Nike Skin in that you do have a thin mesh underlay with this fused on material over top that has kind of this crosshatch pattern about it. Just that little bit of extra texture, but you can see that it is extremely soft and very, very pliable, almost like Nike Skin in terms of how soft it is. And then you have this kind of textured sandpaper-like material overlay on the shoe itself, going around the forefoot and around the toe box. It's not only going to enhance the durability of the shoe, but it's also going to change up the touch, providing a little bit of extra grip on the ball without feeling too sticky. You do have a central lacing system, as you guys can see, with an extremely thin, non-padded mesh tongue. So again, playing into that barefoot feel, you're going to get that from this particular shoe. There is somewhat of an internal plastic heel counter, as you guys can see, a mesh liner all in like a very breathable, very open padded mesh material that should provide some pretty decent comfort. Unfortunately, the insole is not removable, and from what I can tell, that is going to be your only form of kind of cushioning on the sole. So again, if you don't like that low profile feel, you should probably stay away from the Elastico Pro line altogether. Now, as far as the outsole goes, you can see that again, it's very, very low profile. There is no midsole on this shoe that's visible, at least. And then if you move on to the bottom, you have pretty much the exact same Elastico Pro outsole that you found on the original Elastico Pro, even though this is the second version. So going around the toe and forefoot area, as well as around the heel, you're going to find that herringbone pattern, or at least a variation on herringbone. It's a very durable rubber. It's not very flexible at all, and provides some decent traction provided that you are on a clean indoor court. But if you are going to be playing street soccer or on the road or concrete or anything like that, the traction is going to be just fine. As far as what you got running through the midfoot here, you kind of have these dimples that are fairly unique. They're there to be designed for kind of traction on the ball when making touches with the bottom of your foot, which is a pretty common thing for an indoor style or futsal style of soccer. But for the most part, it really doesn't do all that much. Rubber is going to grip the ball no matter what kind of pattern's on there. And in terms of traction, I didn't really notice that it was any better or worse. than your standard indoor soccer shoe. I wish it would be a gum rubber, but for the most part, if you are looking for something that's going to last a long time, this is probably a little bit better just because the rubber is a little bit harder than, like I said, a gum rubber outsole. So that's pretty much it as far as the technical specifications of the shoe. And move on next to a quick weigh-in so you can get a better idea as to how lightweight these guys are. Just like the top-end Elastico Finale 2, the Takedown Elastico Pro 2 is very, very lightweight. It features a thin upper and very minimal outsole, so there isn't much on this shoe that's going to weigh you down. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind that this is a brand new pair in a size 9.5 US. We're going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that these guys weigh in at 7.8 ounces, which is very lightweight for any soccer shoe, period. Not to mention an indoor soccer shoe. Those tend to weigh in somewhere around the 9 to 10 ounce mark on average. So anything below 8 ounces is considered to be very, very lightweight. Like I said though, keep in mind that you're not going to get much in the way of padding with the Elastico series in comparison to something that might weigh a little bit more in terms of other indoor soccer shoes. So that's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion of this video. And move on to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the Elastico Pro 2s on feet, and I have to say I'm really happy with how this shoe feels. Again, one thing that I really want to hammer home here is that if you want something with a lot of padding, this is definitely something that you should stay away from. The sole is very, very low profile, and there's minimal padding in both the heel and forefoot, so just keep that in mind. But with that being said, if you're looking for a very flexible, low to the ground feel, this is definitely something that you might enjoy wearing. In terms of the overall fit of the shoe, they have a much more narrow feel than I originally anticipated them having anyways. I have about average width feet here, and you can see that I'm pretty much at the max of what this shoe can handle. It's not necessarily narrow at the base, it's just that the sides of the shoe are very, very low, so it doesn't have a lot of kind of depth to it. So when you pull the laces tight, you can see that, like I said, I'm pretty much at the maximum of what this shoe can handle. But for the most part, it is fairly forgiving in width all the way through. It just has a very shallow fit through the midfoot. So again, wider footed players should probably stay away. In terms of sizing, I'm wearing a size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. The Elastico series tends to run a half size small. I went true to size in the top end Elastico Finale, but that's because it is made out of Nike skin and it does stretch. Whereas something like this, I just don't see stretching all that much. And for the most part, I would just recommend going a half a size up for the most comfortable fit. In terms of the synthetic here at the front, it's very soft and flexible. You can see that there's lots of movement in it. It does ripple a little bit just because it is so thin and it has this kind of plasticky top layer to it. But for the most part, it feels very, very comfortable and just very natural on your feet, which at the end of the day is important in having a very good touch on the ball. So that's pretty much it as far as the on-feet portion of this video. I'll move on next to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing of the Elastico Pro 2. I have to say that I'm really impressed by this particular shoe. This GT synthetic here at the front feels very soft and flexible. I like the combination of stability as well as breathability that this fuse upper brings through the midfoot and back half of the shoe. It fits really, really well, and of course if you are looking for that low profile, ultra flexible, lightweight feel, the Elastico line from Nike is definitely something to take a look at. As far as my full written review goes, guys, it should go up in the next month or so once I've gotten a chance to wear these and see how they actually do perform. In the meantime, if you guys do have any questions, be sure to leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. Also, leave some feedback, guys. Would you guys like to see more indoors and turfs featured on my channel? It's not something that I feature all that often, but if there is a demand for it, I definitely can bring in more indoors and turfs. So just leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about that. Other than that, subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description. And other than that, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.